Hello, everyone. I am David Jitendranath, your host. And today we have our guest, Gopaldass, who's a governance and business transformation expert. We're doing a three-part series on digital transformation. The topic is related to digital transformation. The part one of this three-part series is all about digital pursuits. Companies are pursuing digital at a rate that has never been before. And now what is happening with that is it creates what we call a paradox. And you'll see that about what we mean by the paradox. You'll learn more about that in our part two of this video. And finally, we talk about how to unlock the digital value as you pursue these digital capabilities. So that's what the three-part series is about. We hope you enjoy it and get some value from it as small and mid-sized businesses. And now let's start, Uma, with the landscape of digital transformation in the past decades. Why don't you tell us, as a business transformation expert, what have you seen?
Absolutely. I started, 30 years ago when everything started changing from the literal dot matrix days, the telex machines where you transmit documents through organizations. And we've come a long way since then through EDI, right? Electronic data interchange. Right. So it allows us to communicate. And back then, it transformed a lot of ability to do B2B business. Since then, there's been a lot more stuff in the market through emerging technologies. And I think, David, you can speak more to it than me.
Yeah, with the advent of emerging technology or newer technology, like things like cloud compute. Now we have AI that's set to go mainstream. We also have virtual reality, mobile applications, as well as blockchain technologies. What it has really opened the doors for small, mid-sized companies, level the playing field, so to speak, right? For them, so that they don't have to buy all these massive servers. There's not a lot of cost associated with building some of these digital capabilities. I think it's important to talk about what kind of companies stand to gain from building these digital capabilities. Maybe you can talk about that.
That's a good point. Like you mentioned, in the past, only big companies were able to afford these things. Today, everybody can afford being in the cloud and having applications to improve your businesses. The companies that I work with that would want something like a digital strategy or a transformation is companies that want to grow, right? Mm-hmm. They want to scale up operations. They want to enter into new territories, new markets, more customers, increase revenue, cut costs. So they're really looking to transform their business to achieve a growth and expansion level, which brings to the question of what is it that they stand to gain from digitalization?
Yeah, I kind of talk about, when you're building digital capabilities, you stand to gain three things. Number one, operational efficiency, right? Absolutely. When you talk about scale, doing more with less. How can you do that, right? So you're acquiring more customers. That means your service delivery should not suffer. So that's where operational efficiency comes in. Building business intelligence to know what sort of efficiencies to create. The second part to this is expansion of product offerings. So when you can do more with less, perhaps you can offer, expand your product line or your service offering, right? What would that look like for your customers? So that's your second part of that, right?
Absolutely.
And the third capability would be, or third advantage or benefit would be customer engagement, right? Better engage with your customers, keep communication lines open. Also, employee engagement is a big thing because now all these departments are interconnected. Data is being integrated with APIs and other data cloud technology. So that has become a game changer. These three things have become a game changer for small and mid-sized companies. Now let's talk about governance, right? Change management governance when you build these digital capabilities. Why don't you talk about governance there?
Absolutely. So you hit it on the nail. I mean, that's, the benefits of speed to the market, expansion, engagement, operational efficiencies, but all of this carries a governance protocol as well, because the regulations are changing a lot pretty quickly. Internet regulation has not been keeping up with the technological advancements, so things are going to start changing a bit more on the policy front. You're talking about international markets, so that gets complicated. The trade compliance changes a lot. So governance pretty much looks at, as you're trying to transform your business through digital, what are all the things that you need to make sure that you're doing legally, ethically, and are able to capture and unlock the value of digitalization and not shooting yourself in the foot, which brings to the question of the paradox, right?
Right. So, you should tune in to learn more about that. But briefly, what we are talking about here is you don't want building digital capabilities is an investment. You don't want that to fail. It has to be successful at any cost. So how do we make that, what are some challenges that can prevent you from unlocking the value, which is what we're going to cover in part 2. Stay tuned. We hope you join us. Thanks for listening to us on this Digital Pursuits series.